Good evening, Namaskar, Salam Alaikum, and welcome to you all from J&A Bharat HSC Foundation and J&A Global HSC Foundation. We welcome you for the 47th Outreach and Knowledge Transfer webinar on very important topic, the hidden link, protecting hearing, protecting cognitive health. What a link between those two important items here. Today is 21st February 2026 and Saturday around 20:30 hours in India. We are recording this session for the benefit of those who are unable to attend, for the benefit of others who can listen at the later time. And you can see there's a QR code there. This is our QR code to our knowledge, WhatsApp Knowledge Hub. It is very active knowledge sharing group. You can scan the QR code and join the link there. And before we continue or before we start our proceedings, we would like to remind you that kindly mute your microphones and raise the hand whenever you want to speak. For better connectivity, switch off your camera and switch on when you want to speak. Post your queries, comments in the suggestions in the chat box. Please do register your name, email ID from where you are attending, the company and designation in the chat box for receiving our future updates and future programs. As I said, this meeting is being recorded for the future reference. And please stay for the ceremony group photo at the end of the vote of thanks. And again, you can copy the meeting link and share with your friends for joining. And today's program is going to be a two-part session. Before that, I would like to extend our greetings on the occasion of the Ramadan fasting month. It's a blessed month of reflection, patience, and gratitude. And of course, may this Ramadan bring you peace, good health, and spiritual strength. As we focus on well-being in this month, today's session on hearing protection aligns with the caring for health we are entrusted with. Let this Ramadan remind us to protect not only our spiritual well-being, but also our physical health, including our hearing, the hidden link we are going to learn today. And we take this opportunity to wish you and your families a safe, healthy, and rewarding Ramadan. And as I said, this agenda is going to be in two parts. In the part one, we'll be briefly talking about the introductions, as well as in the part two, the main technical program will be presented by our subject matter expert today, whom will be introduced by Mr. Adavi Bala Srikanth. He is our chair for honor, awards and honor. We have three role players in addition to me and Mr. Jitu Patel. Mr. Adavi Bala Srikanth, he is our chair for the awards and honor. And Dr. Lakshminarayan Prajachur is a chair for our health and well-being, and Mr. Ramana, editorial board member. With that, we would like to welcome and introduce welcome our speakers today, one of our founding trustee, Mr. Jitu Patel. Mr. Jitu Patel is known as a father of safety, and he has been spent about more than 60 years of his life in the health, safety, environment profession. And we both started working together from 2010. We made so many progresses around the world. And this is one of the progress we have made in the recent past. With that, I request Mr. Jitu Patel to extend his warm welcome to all the participants today.
Thank you, Ashok ji. Good day and namaskar to everyone present and people who are missing this opportunity. Honored guest, our today's respected guest speaker, Mr. Debashish Kakoty. He is the manager, safety and industrial hygiene, Stelco, Ontario, Canada. Our Professor Ramana Garu, Dr. Lakshminarayan Garu, Mr. Ram Prasad Garu, Mr. Silva Ganapati, the past president of Safety Engineering Association in India, Mr. M.S. Rao, Mr. Alok Chatterjee, Mr. Narsimha and Garu, corporate dignitaries, faculty, and educators, in addition to our HSC and other professional leaders and distinguished delegates. On behalf of JNA Bharat and JNA Global HSC Foundations, a very warm welcome to you all. Everyone knows our great friend and co-founding trustee, Mr. Ashok Garlapati who just opened the floor for his remarkable contributions to the HSE profession, who has developed countless number of HSE professionals globally. I am proud to share that Ashok ji was recognized by the Board of Certified Safety Professional, BCSP, at their recent meeting in Edinburgh for his remarkable contributions in wearing different hats of executive roles, from vice president to the president and the past president, and currently continuing to serve BCSP as its advisors, the board of directors advisor. Ashokji was recognized with the most prestigious, highest fellow honor award offered by the oldest and the largest health and safety professional organization known as ASSP, American Society of Safety Professional. He is also a fellow of IOSH. That's all. Ashokji, please do us the honor of conducting the proceedings of the today's webinar. The floor is yours, Ashokji. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jitu Saab. And again, we extend warm welcome to all our participants today. And as you see on the screen, you see the little blue flags there on different countries in the world map. These are the places where Mr. Jitu and myself, along with the fellow members, made some sort of a influence or some sort of a footprints in establishing health, safety, environmental activities, either through the ASSP or through the BCSP, now through the Global HSE Foundation and Bharat HSE Foundation. So we established all these associations around the world, but we just wanted to take back more to India. When we checked our Indian association, there are so many associations are there, like Safety Engineers Association, National Safety Council, and even ASSP, but there was no there was no foundational concept in India. And unfortunately, Indian global deaths related to industrial accidents are high among all the countries as per the ILO statistics, International Labour Organization. So we wanted to do something more to India and bring the concept of the foundation, which is already there in the western part of the world. So with that in mind, we started our foundation on March 2022, Bharat HSC Foundation, virtually during the COVID days. And further, we expanded to the Global HSE Foundation in November 2022. And the concept of this foundation is it's basically a trustee, we can say in Indian language. It's not a membership organization. It's a purely charity-oriented organization. We do not charge any membership fees or anything, but we always take a contributions to run our foundation in line with our objectives and mission vision. Our mission is to support the HSE professionals as well as the advocacy for the HSE profession in India, of course, around the world. And we do have objectives in place, mainly in advancing the occupational safety and health profession, to support and promote occupational safety and health as a career choice, to inspire and develop leaders, and to provide educational developmental opportunities, to recognize individuals, organizations, academic institutions, and also to conduct HSC courses, awareness sessions, to get affiliated with any university or institution and any other local, state, or central government bodies. We do have a memorandum of understanding with the organizations having the similar objectives. So another important activity we have taken today, this is the 15th session, 15th e-newsletter, I can say, Give Back e-newsletter. And this is one of the activity we have taken recently, where we try to bring all the latest updates in the form of a newsletter. And as you see on the screen, this is our February newsletter, which we like to show in every OKT session. OKT is outreach and knowledge transfer session. And we have a executive editorial board with Mr. Nalan Madhu Chakravarti, as well as Dr. Lakshminarayan Prodhutur, and recently Mr. The young and dynamic professional giant with us, Mr. V.R. Ramana. And we have a lot of activities going on. And one of the activity is through showcasing through the newsletter, the latest happenings and other things, So very important articles are given here. And we have a lot of posters and the crossword puzzles are there, and links to the previous webinars. And uh, basically, it's educational e-newsletter. We always request our fraternity to share their their recognition, their achievements, their children painting posters and something like that to incorporate in this newsletter. As you see on the left side, you see the different activities which we do in our foundation. So that's about one of the important thing I want to share with you today is AI, artificial intelligence, which recently, I think yesterday, it concluded in India, Artificial Intelligence Impact Summit. And this is for every field. Of course, even in health, safety, environment, there are so many tools. We had conducted one of the OKT, Outreach Knowledge Transfer session, almost a year back by Mr. Keyur Pandya. And he is also one of the professional like us, but he has got a passion for the artificial intelligence. And we requested him to share, one of the tool on every Friday. We call it as a Friday AI tool. Since then, he has been sharing the every very, very interesting Friday, interesting HSC tool on every Friday. All these tools are compiled in our website. We also put in our newsletter. And if you want to go to and see what are the AI tools in HSC, please visit our website and go to this particular resource. You will find wonderful information. Again, AI is the one, and we always tell that the person who doesn't know AI will be replaced by the person who knows AI. So do not think that AI is something different. It is part of your life. If you want to do something good in your career, you need to be learning this AI. In fact, in today's session also, our speaker is going to speak about what are the AI tools in our HSC profession. And as Mr. Jitu Patel told that we have a Safety Engineers Association, which we are associating in India. And there is a award program is going on for the HSC Excellence Award, Safety Innovation Award, Individual Excellence Awards on Safety. Please do visit our website or Safety Engineers Association website for more details on this. So with this, we would like to move ahead with the exactly 15 minutes we have taken. So we would like to move ahead with the second part of the session, the hidden link, protecting hearing, protecting cognitive health. We would like to learn more from the link between these two things, why it is called hidden. We would like to invite our subject matter expert today to introduce the topic as well as a speaker. We have with us our chair for awards and honors, Mr. Adavi Bala Srikant. He is a CSP Chartered Fellow, and he is also the area director for the ASSP Region 9. We call it as a global region. And he is also very, very active professional in the field and has been supporting our foundation from the day one. Mr. Bala.
Thank you very much, Ashokji, and thank you very much, Jitu Saab, for your passionate involvement right from there. It's so good evening and good morning, good afternoon, and Assalamu alaikum, namaste, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all to today's webinar. We are truly honored to have with us a distinguished safety professional and a valued colleague, Mr. Debashish Kakoty from Canada. Debashish brings over 25 years of international experience in health and safety across the steel, oil and gas, petrochemical, and heavy industrial sectors. He currently serves as the manager of safety and industrial hygiene at Stelco in Ontario, Canada, where he works closely with a dedicated team to drive continuous improvement across complex and demanding operations. Mr. Debashish is a Canadian registered safety professional, CRSP, and as a CSP retired, with a strong academic foundation in fire engineering and an advanced diploma in industrial safety. Over the course of his career, Mr. Debashis has held safety leadership roles across Canada, Australia, Middle East, Africa, and India, supporting major industrial projects, strengthening safety systems, and consistently promoting practical, people-focused approaches to workplace health and safety. I consider myself very fortunate to have worked with Debashish earlier in my professional journey, and I am equally proud to say that we are alumni of the same wonderful college in Nagpur, a shared foundation that reflects a common values of discipline, learning, and professional integrity. Having worked alongside him, I can personally attest to his thoughtful leadership, technical depth, and ability to connect the safety concepts with the real-world operational realities. Today, Debashish will be delivering a technical session on the hidden link, protecting hearing, protecting cognitive health. This topic is both timely and highly relevant as it highlights an often overlooked dimension of occupational health, how hearing protection extends beyond noise control to influence cognitive function, decision making, and overall safety performance. With his extensive background in industrial hygiene and safety leadership, Mr. Debashis is uniquely positioned to bring a clarity, insight, and practical perspective to this critical subject. Beyond his professional achievements, Mr. Debashis is deeply passionate about fitness and personal well-being. He firmly believes that maintaining physical health supports mental clarity and sound decision-making, principles that align seamlessly with today's topic and reinforce the foundations of strong and sustainable safety culture. All of us, I welcome Mr. Debashish Kakoty. Mr. Debashish, virtual platform, all is yours. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
thanks,
Yes.
Balasab. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Ashok.
Now, please go ahead and share your screen, Debashish.
Yeah, sure. First of all, thanks, Balasab, for your wonderful introduction. So I'm just sharing my screen. Please let me know if everyone can see it.
Perfect, yes.
You can see it? Okay, perfect.
Not it. Please share it again. I cannot see it. Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay. First of all, I'm really honored to have this opportunity to share some of my thoughts on protective hearing. I am not a medical person, as everyone said that I am a fire engineer, but I work in the realm of safety. And after I moved to Canada, where industrial hygiene, again, it's now a part of my area of work. I have a team of industrial hygienists who does their industrial hygiene stuff, and I have learned a lot of things. And also at the same time, I like with my fitness passion and interacting with people, volunteering in different stuff. I see some of that things, and like in Canada specifically, noise-induced hearing loss, when it happens, there is a WSIB or an insurance claim, so it comes to us. So we try to improve, or we try to emphasize on how we can protect someone's hearing. And the more and more I am getting involved in that field, I can see the relations of sound hearing and keeping our brain healthy. But anyhow, I'll take you through this presentation. But like I said, I'm not a medical person, but still whatever I have learned, I will try to share the informations that I have. And as safety professional, like most of you, I work with noise, exposure limits, controls, and PPE, things that are very easy to ignore because you cannot always see the damage that's happening in real time. And over the years, one thing that has become very clear to me, like I have got 25 or in fact 26 years of experience in this field now. So some of the most serious workplace risks that they just don't affect our body. They quietly affect how we think, how we connect, and how we live. So basically the quality of our life. So that's what has led me here today, because hearing, it is not just a safety issue, it's a brain health issue and a quality of life issue, and it's a human issue. So, but before we take a deep dive into this subject, I would like to share, like I always like sharing the big five of my life, like the things that keep me grounded and why safety is so important to me. So I don't know if anybody does it, but this is the big five of my life. These are some of the pictures. This is what Devashish Kakoty is. So as you can see here on the leftmost screen, this is my family, my wonderful parents, my lovely wife, and my kids. Then I have my friends who are my extended family, and the introducer, Mr. Bala, is also in that circle. So they are like kind of the family where this is where I'm lucky to have friends whom I consider my extended family. And these are the people who keep me grounded. They challenge me and they laugh with me, and I can share all my sorrows. So I think they are so much important to me, right? And then here you have my pets. This is my dog Mackie, the yellow one. The black one is Chief. And then I have a lovely cat. She's very interesting, Mochi. And on the right side here, this is my passion of staying fit. So I do physical training, like a resistance training 6 days a week. So I stay very fit, almost 10 to 12% of body fat. And last but not the least, here is my espresso machine, one of the fanciest machine that I bought it, and I love my morning cup of tea. Cup of coffee. So this is basically my big five, and the reason I am sharing this because this is like something, when I look at my big five, the pets, my family, my friends, the fitness, they all have one thing in common, that they are about connection, they are about routine, and these are about the quality of life. And now when we are talking about hearing, this again plays a very quiet but critical role in all of them. So going forward here, so when we discuss the hidden link or protective hearing or protective cognitive health, as we know, I think I take all present in this room, all are in the safety profession. So as safety professionals, we do an excellent job in managing noise as a regulatory and a compliance issue. Our usual message when we interact with our employees or with our colleagues is that like that noise causes hearing damages, hearing losses. It can start with a noise-induced temporary threshold shift, then it can go to a permanent shift, a permanent hearing damage, wear PPE. So this is where we do some hearing assessment. We just limit ourselves to advising people about that you will lose your hearing, but there it stops, about advising about the people about the PP and that they will lose their hearing. But the thing is that when we educate our employees about hearing, we need to provide them a bigger picture. The usual message that hearing loss is bad and therefore wear hearing protection, it may not be the complete truth. We have to educate them about the gap, that there is a missing piece in most hearing conservation program, that we talk about decibels, but we do not talk about neurons, our brain. We talk about the audiograms that your noise-induced threshold shift it is shifting, but we do not talk about cognition, the brain health, right? And this gap, it matters because the brain, when we age, the brain doesn't age in isolation. There is a cumulative effect on it, and sound becomes the electrical signal that that basically uh, uh, impact our later part of life. So noise, it does not wear them down. It basically kills our hearing. And once this hearing is gone and we get affected, they do not regenerate. So when sound input drops, the brain, it doesn't relax. It always struggles. So this is the message basically we need to highlight to our employees. And for that, we need to have a little bit of understanding how hearing happens. And I will take you, I don't want to be too sciencey about it, but I would definitely like to explain here just a bit of insight that how exactly hearing happens. Like you see here in this diagram, the outer ear, the sound travels, it goes this up to this portion. If you can see my cursor, up to this portion, this is the outer ear. Then it happens to the middle ear. Then here we have the cochlea, and this part, it is the inner ear. And from here, the sound travels to our brain, right? So this is basically in a broader perspective or in a broader sense how hearing how hearing happens. But it has basically both a mechanical phase that happens in the outer and the middle ear. So the journey of sound. Please stop me if anybody has like if you have any like problem in hearing me because at the time of presenting I do not see your screen. So please feel free to stop me in between
Sure.
if you get any concern.
We can
right?
hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. So talking about the mechanical phase of hearing, so the journey of the sound, it begins like you see here, the directions I am showing it here. So the journey begins from the physical collection and the amplification of vibration. So the outer here, where you see it here, this outer here, this is the visible part, and it's also called the pinna, Pinna, and it acts as a funnel to collect the sound wave from the environment, and it directs them to the ear canal, right? So you see the ear canal here. And then it goes to the middle ear where sound waves strikes the eardrum. So you see the eardrum here, I have marked it here. That is also called a tympanic membrane, and it causes the eardrum to vibrate. And these vibrations basically set in motions the ossicles. Like you see here, these ossicles where my cursors are there. And it's a fun fact is that there are 3 bones here, and these are the smallest bone in the human body. If you like maybe many of you know about it. So these are the 3 bones which are the smallest bone in the human body. Their names are malleus. It's also known as the hammer because of its shape. The other one is incus. It's also known as anvil, and the last one is called stapes. It's also known as the stirrup. So what happens is that those 3 bones, or collectively whom we know as the ossicles, they act as a lever system, and this increases the pressure of the vibration, and it almost 20-fold, and before it reaches the inner ear. So the inner ear is where we see the shape of here, or the cochlea, right? So it increases almost 20 times, and this is necessary to move because this inner ear where we have the cochlea, it is filled with a dense fluid. And it's very important for that vibrations to be amplified those 20-fold to move those fluid inside the cochlea. So here up to these portions, we are talking about the mechanical part, right? But then the biological phase begins, which is the fun part again. So in the inner ear, the mechanical vibrations which are coming over here, it goes converted into electrical signals. It's amazing the human body, how it works. So the cochlea, or the blue here, it looks like a snail. It's a fluid-filled organ, and it receives those mechanical vibrations through the window, and the fluid inside the cochlea, these ripples, and it creates a kind of a traveling wave along its membrane. Then there are some hair cells that sits on the membrane of the cochlea, and those are there are thousands of specialized sensory receptors. These are called hair cells. I will show you in the next slide. So those hair cells, they have microscopic hair-like projections. These are called stereocilia at their tips. So if I take you to this slide here, so you will see like the hair cells here. So that healthy hair cells looks, or the stereocilia, they looks like this. And if with noise or maybe for other factors, when they get damaged, it it looks like that. So these hair cells, they basically sit on the membrane, and these are our main sensory receptors. And when the fluid moves those hair cells, these filaments basically allow, there is an potassium and calcium kind of an electronic exchange, and that basically provides the signal to the brain. So in the next slide, basically, I am showing you here. So the brain, the nerve fibers come on the left side over here. You have the outer hair cells here, the inner hair cells here. And when we have in the neural processing, the final step is the transmission and the interpretation of these electrical signals, and those auditory nerve on the near my cursor. So the electrical impulses, these travel along those auditory nerve, and it's towards the brain. And then the brain basically decodes those signals, and the different part of the cochlea. Like one thing we need to know, that when the cochlea or the inner ear, we show that this part in the cochlea. So different parts of the cochlea responds to different pitches. So high frequencies stimulates the bass, whereas the low frequency of the sound, it reaches the apex, and this all organization is preserved as the signals when they go to brain. Right? So when you can understand like the mechanical part, the biological part, and how these are then, those signals are intercepted by the neuron and goes to the brain. So ultimately, these all work in sync. They have to, each piece have to work perfectly so that our brain receives those messages perfectly. Now, if something happens, we like in my next slide, when I showed you the damaged hair cell and we get low hearing, the brain doesn't get those information, and obviously with those low hearing, it starts it affects our cognitive health. It reduces the auditory input. We have to pay more attention, means the brain has to put some extra effort to understand what's the message is coming, or to decode the message. I have some information in the subsequent slide. So it's not only that I am hearing less because of the damage, but my brain is now having more more energy. It is spending to decode those messages. So that's somehow, and it is like a chronic disease. So you are continuously doing it, and the brain is continuously overloaded with that impact. So it would be ultimately affecting the brain in some way. Then, of course, there is a social factor. The person who's not hearing properly. So if we you go out with your friends, you go out with your families, or in a social setup, if I cannot understand what other people are asking, maybe a couple of times I will ask them to repeat, and after some time, maybe I will not feel good about it, and then I will start gradually isolate myself. And then that lack of social engagement and that social isolation, it basically is caused by the difficulty in communication, and this can lead to our brain issues. So that social interactions is highly connected with longevity. And this is the part where we need to, when we are talking to our employees and we are telling them about the importance of hearing, this is the part I want you to explore with the workers, so that they understand that hearing is not something, it's a temporary thing, but the lifelong impact it can have. So on this, I would like to give you a little bit of more insight. So like I just mentioned, so when we are active socially, we have that social engagement, it improves our cognition, it reduces our dementia risk, right? So what happens is that when we have a social isolation, so it increases stress, it accelerates cognitive decline. So like when our hair cells get damaged, we get basically weaker signals to brain, and this hearing loss is recognized as one of the most prominent modifiable risk factor of dementia. So there are a lot of studies going on dementia, and it is estimated that approximately 8% of all the dementia cases worldwide, these are related to hearing loss, which is, we can prevent it if we intervene it at the right time. Some of the researches are showing that the risk of developing dementia, it increases with the like how severe is the loss. So if there is a mild loss, the risk of dementia is 2 times as likely to develop dementia. The people who are with moderate hearing loss, they are 3 times likely to have dementia, and those with severe loss, they have even 5 times the risk of dementia. So scientists are continuously working on it. And like I mentioned, why it is more important, it's not only because of the social impact. First of all, there is a cognitive load, or we call it a brain strain. So what happens? So when the hearing is impaired, the brain must divert, the significant mental energy and resources. Like they have to the brain has to try harder to understand the muddled sound, and that it's like a cognitive tax like our taxation, right? So that cognitive tax, it leaves very fewer resources available for other essential functions like the memory and the problem solving. Like half of your brain is now engaged in decoding the message that we are hearing. So what about the brain's involvement in memory and problem solving? So ultimately, over time, this constant strain, it exhausts the brain's cognitive reserve. So that is basically one of the most researched, medically established reason why the cognitive health is impacted with hearing. Then also, then okay, can I continue?
Please go ahead. Yes. Yeah.
Then again, there is a change in the brain structure. Again, these are, if you go to John Hopkins website or the NIHL websites and read about dementia and its connections with the hearing loss, when there is a there is a reduction in the auditory stimulations because of poor hearing. This basically leads to some physical changes in the brain. There are studies that or the MRI that shows that the individuals, people with hearing loss, they experience a faster rate of brain atrophy. Atrophy is the common term for shrinkage. So the brain gets shrink, particularly in the primary auditory cortex and the areas of temporal lobe. So the brain gets smaller. Then the social isolation is the third factor, which we already discussed. And also there is a shared biological pathway, like it is possible that hearing loss and dementia, these are both caused by the same underlying biological issues, but we don't need to discuss about it because that's a medical factor. The most importantly, like from my perspective, the brain burns more energy when we are continuously trying to hear. So it leaves us less memory, less attention, and it is basically, it impacts our decision making. Now, a quick question for everyone. Has anyone watched this Netflix series or a documentary called Don't Die? It's about Brian Johnson, the man who wants to live forever. Anybody has watched this?
At least I have not watched. I'm not sure about others. Yes.
Okay. Anyhow, it's an interesting watch if anybody is interested about longevity. So maybe many of you are familiar with there is a reason, there is a buzzword recently called biohacking, longevity, that kind of stuff, right? So Brian Johnson is one person who is known for optimizing everything from sleep to blood to his blood markers, and he in fact came to India recently, and in Delhi he came for a conference, and he made some explosive comment on in a press conference about the poor air quality up there. So he is the person who is doing biohacking. Like, he's the most research, the person where he has done the maximum research on his own body to keep his body as young as possible. Like, he's the kind of the person or the living example of biohacking. So it's a part of our everyday conversation. At least in this part of the world, I see it. 10 years ago, I have never heard about the word biohacking except in the scientific circle. But uh, before this biohacking or the longevity where the medical intervention is there, there are other factors of longevity which has been existing. It's called the blue zone, right? This is another fascinating concept about longevity where, like, I'm not sure if anybody is familiar with blue zone. So I'll give you a little brief about blue zone. So blue zones, you can see the map over here, those places, Sardinia, Italy, where it first started, then in Greece, then in Japan's Okinawa. Maybe many people have heard about Okinawa Island, where most people are 100 years of age. Then we have a place called Costa Rica, and there is also in USA in Loma. So blue zones these are the blue zone regions. These are the regions of the world where people live significantly longer, and more importantly, they live healthier. It first came into existence, or first we come to know about it in early 2000s, when there were two researchers, if my memory is good with their names. One was Gianni Pace. He was a medical statistician, and one is Michael Pollan. He was a demographer, and they were studying longevity in this place in Sardinia, Italy. They discovered that in this mountain region, they had an unusually high number of people living past 100, particularly men. To visualize this, they circled the village of Sardinia on the map using a blue marker, and that area inside those blue circle became known as the blue zone. So if you Google it, you will see that blue zone. Basically, literally, it was a mistake. It was not a mistake. It was something, a marking on the map, and now it became kind of the buzzword. So after that, a National Geographic explorer, Dan, whose name is Dan Buttner. So he learned about it, and he extended the research, and with help of the two other gentlemen, he also investigated other regions around the world and found out this blue zone. Now, why I am bringing the blue zone subject here about the hearing? What's the connection? So it's surprising, what's surprising here, that those people who are in the blue zone, who are living past 100 and not only living, they are living in a very healthy way. There is no cutting edge medicines, or there is any supplements, or there is no biohacking like Mr. Brian Johnson is doing. But their longevity is built into their daily life, and their connection is that their conversations, their connections with the people, they share their meals together. Elders are not isolated, and because they have got good hearing, right? So they can participate with each other. There is isolation is not just normal, and loneliness is very rare in those places. So that social interaction, this I'm just trying to point out the importance of social interactions where people meet, they share their meals together, they laugh together, they do their like their gardening together, community gardening, and all this kind of fun stuff. So that social interaction stimulates their memory, it stimulates their language and their emotional processing and their conversation with one another. This is basically one of the most powerful form of the brain exercise. And here is where our hearing fits into this, right? So all of this, it depends on our communications. It depends the conversations, the jokes, the storytelling, and their shared meals. So you can imagine if somebody goes having a hearing loss, how much of this fun stuff of storytelling, their jokes, and the shared meals, how much of these they will miss. So you cannot just benefit from social connections if you cannot hear it properly. So basically, these blue zones, they do not protect the brain directly, but what I'm trying to say here that they protect the connection, and hearing is the gateway for that connection. So if that doesn't happen in the modern world or in the industrial world, if we see now from the completely another perspective, we see here where we see the hearing fades with our busy life and with our industrial life. So that basically what the problem happens, that we face difficulty in hearing, we face difficulty in our conversations, and this impacts our long-term social relationships, and we do not have our social interactions. The sense of belonging, we somehow we lose it, that loss, and that this results in loss of confidence in social situations. Then also on our collective health, healthy behavior, it impacts in the way that we skip community works, we skip shared meals or group activities because of it brings some kind of a communication barriers. So what's the key pathway to influence those cognitive declines? First of all, like I have mentioned it earlier, that this hearing difficulty that increases the brain effort to decode speech, and the brain has to engage more of its efforts in there. There is a sensory deprivation effect, that means reduced auditory input, like our brain, it gets weakened. There is a social isolation, and there is a structural brain damage as well. Now, in this slide, you will see, like, this is from the dementia research group. So there are basically 14 risk factors for cognitive decline, and these three ones, of which there are many other things like air pollution, head injury, obesity. I'm not going into that, but the three ones which I have highlighted: hearing loss, depression, and social isolation. These are highly connected with each other. So this analysis shows that loneliness increase the risk of dementia by 31% and Alzheimer by 14%. When our hearing gets impacted, we don't feel comfortable in interacting with people. We gradually withdraw ourselves from that social connection, and this is basically that loneliness is kind of one of the key factor which pushes people towards dementia. So this social isolation is one of the key things, and I think as a safety professional, by encouraging people about taking care of their hearing health, that would definitely help. So now let us take up to the other step, like if we have understood the problem or the concerns, what we can do better in our this kind of setup. First of all, early detection and prevention. So it's a very important thing. I'm not sure in the other companies how you do, but in my company here at Stelco Canada, we do like every year medical checkup, and also hearing assessment is a part of it. And also one interesting thing, what we do it here, that our earplugs that we bring, like we just don't bring only one model of earplugs. We have like a 20, 25 different models, and we have a quantitative testing equipment for quantitative fit testing equipment for earplug. So each employee has to test their earplug if it is fitting properly, and is it are they achieving the what do you call it, the noise reductions by using that proper earplug. So because you know that the earplugs are not our ears are not same. Every person will have a different ear, so all earplugs will not fit the same. So it's very important that we know that which earplug provides the best result for us. Like for example, for me, none of those 25 earplugs, because of somehow I think my weird ear shape, it did not fit. Then the company sent me to an outside agency where they made a customized earplug. They filled my ear canals with wax. They took out the sample and customized earplugs are made. So I am using those earplugs. So like that, like those kind of using technology is important. Annual checkups are very important so that we know where if there is a noise-induced threshold shift, and if that happens, then the bottom one, that workplace accommodation. So if I am finding out, it's very important. It's not only about PPE, it's about like after we take our we take our upper half of the controls that includes substitution, elimination, or engineering, how we can accommodate the person in the right place. So these are some of the important these ones. Then we need to also talk about communication strategies where optimizing the lighting, background noise reducing. So these are some of the industrial controls. This all can help. But one of the aspects where when the second one, use of hearing devices, I would like to take some time on it. As safety professional, I'm not sure how many of you talk to other employees about hearing use of hearing devices. I think only the doctors do it. But again, if it is our role and about overall wellness, so I think it is one of the subjects we need to understand and we need to talk to people, because let's be honest, there is a big stigma around hearing aids. Many people, even now, when I interact with the employees in my company, many people associate hearing aids with aging, associates with weakness, associates with cognitive decline, and it's something like a mindset is that something being wrong. So there is a well-established research that shows that adults often fear that they will be judged or they will be treated differently if others know that they were wearing hearing aids. And as a result, what happens? People delay in getting help. Often they don't use hearing aid for years, even when the hearing loss is already affecting their daily life. And then if it is affecting their daily life, they are not hearing it properly. Ultimately, we are going towards it will be impacting their brain. So this stigma is not really about the device. It's about what people think the device represents. So I have also talked with many people, many adults who are trying modern hearing aids, and they find them discreet, they find them high-tech, they find them helpful. But the problem is that people would rather struggle in silence than they will be seen as struggling. So avoiding hearing aid is dangerous for the brain. It basically increases the dementia risk. And like I said, the mild hearing loss, it like up to 2 times of the dementia risk can be increased, and severe can be 5 times. So this is not about the memory later in life. It's about what the brain is dealing with it at right now. So we have to encourage people to use hearing aids if it is needed, because it increases it increases their ability or their quality of life manifold. And also, there have been large studies that shows that people with hearing loss who use hearing aids have a significant lower risk of dementia. So there are established facts, and this is one of the things I think we need to uh, make it as a message that hearing aids, they just don't help people to hear. They help your brain to stay connected. They help the brain to get stimulated and keep the brain efficient. So this is one thing. As a cultural shift, we have to make a shift from stigma to strength, because like just a simple example, I am wearing these glasses, and these glasses doesn't mean any weakness to me. I don't see like I am weak in something for wearing these glasses. If someone is using orthodontics, that doesn't mean any failure, right? If I'm wearing my Aura ring or my fitness band, it doesn't mean that I have poor health. So similarly, hearing aid is only an aid that's for a brain health device. It's not an aging signal. So I would highly encourage to like whenever to think about that, and when you communicate with employees with hearing loss issues, encourage them, and like that cultural shift from stigma to a strength, that is really important, and I think it will protect our employees. On that note, I would like Ashok ji mentioned about using technologies or using AI. Nowadays, it's a time of AI, and we have to stay updated with time. So the good thing is that the AI it is also bringing lot of future focused items, lot of smart PPE. It's really interesting that in my company I have got I know it's not on the same subject, but we have got a robotic dog. It's called antibiotics. It's a switch company. We bought that dog, and you will not believe, like in our blast furnace, we have got 21% of carbon monoxide. It's not ppm, 21%. It's a high carbon monoxide area. So in that area, if some inspection has to be done, we use the AI powered dog to go over there. It can does the climbing, it can do all sorts of things, take pictures and everything. So like AI is coming, and we have to stay with time, and our PP also now like lot of AI involvement is there. We have to keep ourselves updated, and honestly, AI can help us a lot. AI enabled audiometry and the mobile hearing test, they can detect early and uh, detect early the damage, and then also the pattern, like if there is a shift in the hearing, so that can this one, and they can give an outlook for next couple of years. So basically it will give you that if you continue your current hearing, how many times will be there that the hearing will be lost to this percentage. So that kind of algorithm really helps to put into perspective, and also it helps in selecting the correct hearing aid, the correct PPE for people. And even a very small device, like many of us use smart watches, including the Apple Watch or the Samsung. And the sensors now, if it is a noisy area, you don't even need to go for a TI MetaQuest noise monitor. Your watch can tell you that you are in a noisy area. If it is a high impact noise, it can immediately alert you. So you can immediately take some action to protect your health. So this is how we have to use AI driven noise protections. And also like there are other smart hearing protective devices like intelligent earplugs and headsets that would suppress the harmful noise, but at the same time enhance the speech and alarms. They adapt to changing environment, and they reduces the listening effort and the cognitive stress. So those are basically the technology, and we are excited to see lot of new changes are coming. We have to embrace that technology, and we have to utilize it for the better human good. Now, this brings me to the last slide or the final slide of my presentation. So just I would like to say here that hearing loss is not just about the ears. It's about thinking, it's about the connection, and it's about your independence. So when we protect hearing, we protect the brain and the relationship that that keeps us alive. So as we wrap up, I would like to wrap up these presentations. I want to leave you with a different way of thinking about hearing protections. And that is, like, for years, we have framed hearing PP as a compliance requirement, a noise control measure, or as a way to prevent hearing loss. But all of that is true, but we need to understand that's not the full story. There is another perspective. And the next time you are doing a field inspection and you see someone not wearing their hearing protection, it's easy to see that this is a rule violation, but there is a deeper lens. The decision just does not affect their today's exposure. Rather, it would affect how clearly that person will communicate in the next 10 years, next 20 years, or 30 years, how the person will be connected to their family, to their big five. Everybody has a big five. So how they will be connected with their big five, how hard their brain will have to work just to keep up. So the thing is that when we are asking, I know that many of you are in a management role, and when as a manager, I'm asking my senior management to approve budgets for my PPE or a health noise assessments or smarter PPE or better noise control, engineering controls like that. It's not for just hearing protection or fit testing equipment or conservation tools. We can offer them a broader perspective. It's not just only for the regulations or our compensations claim, but it's for a long-term cognitive health. It will reduce the risk of isolations and decline. So this is not just an investment, for them. It's not just a protection, but it's an investment in people. So the next time you think about hearing protection, whether in the field or in your boardroom talking about the budgets, just remember one thing, that you are not just protecting ears or hearing for today, you are protecting the brain for a lifetime. So that's basically what I had to share. If you have any questions.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Kakoty and Mr. Debashish. And we have our question and answer moderator, Q&A moderator, Mr. Dr. Lakshmi Narayan. We would like to welcome you. Dr. Lakshmi Narayan is our chair for health and well-being education. He is a medical professional by profession, and he has been doing great work with respect to the CPR and first aid in India. And welcome, Dr. G. Please, floor is yours. Q&A session.
Thank you, Ashokji. Thank you, Debashish, for that enlightening talk. It was really enlightening. It was really interesting to listen to all this concept about AI and other things. So there are some questions in the chat box. And before I take up my own questions, I think I'll just look at the questions posed by the listeners' audience. Just let me see. Yeah. There's one question by, I think, do we have any statistics on percentage of dementia cases to developed and developing countries? That's one question. Mr. Debashish.
No, I don't. I think I don't have this just in front of me, but I think it can be very easily searched in the search engines. So we can find it and give it to you.
Okay. There's another question. Like, we remember his statement when he came to India about air quality. This is actually, Bala, can you please come again with your question? It's incomplete over here. We remember his statement when he came to India about air quality.
No, it's not a question, sir. Actually, I was just saying that when Mr. Speaker
It's
is
just a
asking
comment.
about does he anybody know about that? Yes, we remember that the gentleman made the statement when he came to India.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Yeah, can you please share the WhatsApp group link? Yeah. Who identifies these blue zone spots and their criteria?
So the blue zones, this is like, it is an accidental, it's an accidental discovery. So like I said, there were two gentlemen which were in the 2000s. They were looking at like the Sardinia area, and they say that why people are like how people are living a healthy life uh, like past 2000s, like past 100 years, right? So this was in early 2000. If you can Google their name, one is Ziani Pace, G for golf, IANNI PES. He was a medical statistician, so he statistics for the medical, like epidemiology, that kind of stuff. And his colleague was Michael Polin, Michel Poulain. He is a demographer, and they were studying the longevity at Sardinia, Italy. And then there was a Netflix show. There is a also in Netflix you will see National Geographic documentary. I think it's in National Geographic it is there, where they expanded it, and then they found out the other reasons where it is there. And the National Geographic person, who the explorer who basically took it to the next level, his name is Dan Butner, DANBUETTNER. So those three of the gentlemen, they moved around the world, and ultimately they found Okinawa, Japan. I think you may have heard about the term ikigai. So that is one of the things they say. They found that everyone in Okinawa, they have a purpose. They asked them each other that what is your ikigai? What's your purpose in life? So that's basically keep them going. So a person who is say 80 or 90 years old, and then they don't have a purpose in life, just passing every day. So that's not a very fun way of living. Whereas if you have an ikigai, you are contributing to the society. Uh, you are volunteering to educate people, you are doing gardening, you are helping your community, so you have found your ikigai. So that's a very powerful concept, I think. So that's they found it. Then they went to Sardinia, Italy. Then they went to Greece. There's a place called, if I'm not wrong, it's called Icaria. Then Costa Rica, there is a place called Nicoya. And then close to my place in California, there is a place called Loma Linda. So these were the blue zones, and it's basically a concept that came after the first two gentlemen. They encircled the Sardinia with a blue marker, that people around this area, they live healthily even after 100.
Yeah, thank you, Debashish, about that. There's one more question actually related to that by Mr. Rajit Raghu Kumar. What he's asking is there any statistical proof of the connection between hearing loss and longevity?
There are huge proof about it. Like I mentioned it here, that if it is a mild loss, then it is a 2 times it makes you prone for dementia. So mild hearing loss, then a little bit of moderate 3 times, and if it is a severe hearing loss, then the risk of dementia increases by 5 times. So there is a huge, it is highly research based, and I would encourage everyone, if you are interested, there is a website, or there is called PubMed, PubMed, PubMed. So this is the website where I go. So there all published papers are there. So you can, if you're interested, you can look into PubMed.
Yeah, thank you about that. There's one more question, like, sorry. what type of quantitative testing is done to choose the right earplug?
So like I said, that if you, we have a machine of 3M, so, but they can do not only 3M, other earplugs as well. So it has kind of electronic impulses that it gives you like a type of sound impulses, and it measures how much is getting blocked. So you like, if I'm using that, I don't have the name or the model of the machine. I think I can find it out, but it's a 3M machine. So with that machine, it in the screen, like it they play a noise with the earplug, then it kind of calculates how much noise reduction is done. So is it like for every earplug, there is a manufacturer's recommendation. So it is like a 26 decibels, it is reduction, or 15 decibels. So even if it is reducing 50% or 25% of the expected reduction, so it can find out. So I will not say that it is 100% accurate, but it gives you a very good idea about the effectiveness of that earplug. If
Okay.
you guys are interested, I may pull out this one, and then I can in the WhatsApp group, I'll be able to send a link about that.
Okay. The same again, Mr. Raghu Kumar has asked, can it be measured, the noise reduction after using an earplug individually?
It can be.
Okay. So how possibly?
I think the machine itself tells you that that how much noise has been reduced. So automatically you will know about that, right?
Okay. Okay. One more question from Mr. Bala. What is one practical change organizations can make today to better connect hearing protection with cognitive health and human performance on the job? And how can we do that effectively?
I think the first, from my perspective, the first thing is the awareness. Like when we like as a senior leaders in the company, when we talk to the management and we do our planning, so in the management side also, that awareness or that connection is not there. So first of all, we have to educate them. They are not all medical professionals. They do not deal with the statistics, or they do not have that much of awareness about what's going on. So I think uh, creating the awareness is the key. And specifically from like the country where I am in, so we have got the WSIB claims are there. So if somebody loses hearing and they make a WSIB claim, so that is basically insurance board claim. So the company comes back to the insurance comes back to the company and then submits the claim. Like the company is made aware about it. And also, like India's factory inspectorate, we have Ministry of Labor. They makes those investigation because Ministry of Labor needs to be notified. So from company's perspective, this is one of the uh, priorities that they want to bring those things down. And as like more awareness is happening now, you can imagine if now people are complaining or charging WSIB for hearing loss. Now with dementia, if the relatives of the people or people with mild dementia, they start uh, putting WSIB claims, and all the costs will be channeled to the company. That again, from the business perspective, I think it is a better choice. First of all, the company's corporate social responsibility, as well as their own responsibility towards people, that they are taking care of the health of the people, and at the same time reducing the insurance costs. I think those two factors definitely can make some impact. So we need to start with the awareness, and we need to provide. See, nobody uh, there is no dispute that we need good hearing protection. The problem, what I see from a company's perspective, that making the investment to have solid or robust engineering controls. First of all, if are we even preventing the noise at the source? Are we protecting them? So where you need huge investments are there. So if we do noise assessment in those areas, and the requirement in many countries are that if it is 85 decibels and above, you use earplugs. If it more than 105 decibels, you use double hearing protections with earplugs and ear muffs together. So those kind of things, but these are all again recurring expenses as well. So if we do an engineering control and contain the noise at the source itself, and then you do a measurement outside, it is less than 85 decibel, you are controlling it, gives better control at the site, and maybe it is a less expense on your recurring PP cost or medical claims. So maybe these are the things we as leader, we need to talk to the management and give them that perspective.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you want to say something, Ashok?
No, there is one last question from Professor Ramana. Yeah.
Okay. Wait a minute. I am conducting a study with the students of study of the campus noise abatement. What is your recommendation for AI-enabled audiometry and mobile hearing tests to students' hearing preservation, as we do not have any regulation for preserving hearing in the campuses in India?
That's a great initiative, I would say. I'm not sure about in the campus when we are talking about how are the noise sources or what's the concern about that. I think the baseline should be we should first assess the area. We should do an area monitoring in the campuses first to establish that what's the baseline noise level in that area. Are we seeing it as a concern? Is there any specific activities at the campus that basically creating a noisy situation? So to have that baseline is first, and if we can establish that it's the ambient noise is a concern, and then we can definitely look into AI and using technologies to capture those. I'm not very familiar yet, like because AI is continuously evolving. We need to research definitely, because when we talk about AI, I would take it with a grain of salt, because now with the advancements of AI, I even don't know like which are the companies. It is evolving in such a fast pace that today you consider that this is the most economic, at the same time helpful solution, but maybe after 1 month there will be something new technology coming up. So I think we have to take little time to decide what would be the best and the most effective solution for your situation. But I would say first do a baseline assessment and establish if noise is really a concern in your work area, and if it is a concern, how bigger is the concern.
Yeah. I think Ashok has already decided to conclude the session. I just have one last comment.
Yes, sir.
It's not only noise which can affect the hearing loss. There are chemicals at workplace which also can affect the hearing loss. So I think we need to have one more session from you, sir, regarding that as well. It's not only the noise which can affect the hearing. In fact, I do have many questions regarding that, but because of the time constraint, I think I'll hand over to Ashok to take over. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Devesh.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, P, I think you said rightly that there are some more other reasons for the hearing loss. I'm sure which Debashish will look into that, and probably we can always get in touch with him again. And I always believe in sharing our success stories. Almost 2 or 3 months back, I had seen an article from Debashish in LinkedIn about the hidden connection. So hidden link, I say. So I know him, Debashish, from many years, and I had written to him personally that it's a very good insight, and let's have a OKT on this. He immediately agreed, and today we are here. And he shared all of his, wonderful knowledge with us today and his insights. And thank you, Debashish. And before we move forward, I think I request Mr. Jitu to say a few words. Mr. Jitu?
Ashok ji, you asked for it, asking me to say a few words. First of all, Mr. Kakoty, in few words, I can say it was eye-opening presentation. I'm 84. I am pronounced officially by ENT specialist a deaf person. And I can share with you that what your presentation is truly, and I just support what Ashokji mentioned, is not only eye-opening, but it should be really utilized everywhere at every age, not only just on the job, but at any communities, people can also benefit out of it. Permanent hearing loss, as you said, is bad. And therefore, you recommend wearing hearing protection. Myself, I'm giving you my example. I am a true believer of following the protocols required. But at the same token, I was exposed to 1990 war, where the missiles, while you are sleeping, giving you a humongous noise from the missile exploded. 30 days bombardment, all those things also possibly in your expertise may be impacting your hearing drum. But important thing that you sent us the message is that the hearing impairment increasing the risk of cognitive decline and therefore leading to dementia and difficulties in communication, withdrawal from socialization also leads to lack of interaction, which also impacts the brain activity. So your presentation really advises people, not only just the seniors who actually are more sufferers, but also at any age, that social isolation can increase stress level, and that accelerates cognitive decline. I am, for the last 12 years, a part of longevity study, and in that success, continuously I can see myself that my hearing loss is giving me some other impact on the brain. But I am a tough nut to crack, and all that stress I really overdo, thinking that I do more. In fact, instead of me, my seniors, friends, they need me, and I always make them laugh, saying, I speak, you listen. And that's how you really reduce your stress and then protect your brain as much possible. I can only just tell you that what you said, what you shared was tremendous import. I made some notes, even though I was deaf, but I could see your slides and I could read your lips and made some points that I will share with my seniors that I run, which most of you know about it. And I only just say, you not only deserve this digital recognition, but if at all I see you, I would really love to pat your back for doing something great for people at all age, especially people working on the job. Thank you so much, and please accept from our foundation this recognition certificate. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarji. Thank you.
Thank you, Jitu Saab, and thank you, Devashish, and for sharing your knowledge today. And as we move forward, we would like to recognize our contributors for our foundation. We have a concept called SCD, Systematic Contributing Donors. That means they share their contributions on their birthdays or wedding anniversaries, something like that. So that's about financial contributors, and these are our knowledge OKT session contributors. Of course, Devashish will be part of that now. And moving forward, my computer is, yes, these are our knowledge ambassadors through the WhatsApp group. We have a very active WhatsApp group sharing round the clock basis with the daily knowledge sessions as well as the Friday AI capsules, and that's going on. And next is our upcoming program. Upcoming program is Mr. Jayanti from Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, India. There are a lot of issues happening in hospitals in India. Several fires happened recently, He's going to talk in our next OKT on 25th March 2026 on Stay Powered, Stay Safe, Electrical Risk Management in Hospitals 2026 and beyond. This is a very interesting topic, and he's going to share real case studies which occurred in India and how we can manage those electrical issues, something like that. Watch out for more information. And of course, we have our Dr. LP and Professor Ramana. They recently conducted a session at National Academy of Construction in Hyderabad, first aid and CPR. These are all the voluntary or community awareness sessions. If you need or if your company needs, reach out to us through the WhatsApp group or through any means. You can send an email to us or WhatsApp or contact Dr. Lakshminarayan or Professor Ramana for any of the sessions that you are thinking. And another important initiative, just today morning, our Mr. Dinesh is HSC Communications and Leadership Chair. He is unable to attend today because of his another Toastmaster session. But he is proposing a virtual Toastmaster club, as Mr. Debashish and our others agree that communication is so important for HSC professionals. And this is one of the platforms where many people have grown and improved their communication and leadership skills. So this is a Toastmasters Club. It's an expression of interest survey. I'm going to post this particular link in our chat box also. You can also scan this QR code and share your expression, whether you want to be part of this particular initiative. We need minimum 20 people to start this process, and it requires your commitment as well as fees for the Toastmasters Club. Of course, J&A will do the everything on a complimentary basis, sharing the Zoom link or as well as administrative support, but the fee is to be paid by the individuals to the Toastmasters Club. So the link will be shared shortly in the chat box as well as in our WhatsApp group. You can always join that. And next is our give back to create a safer tomorrow. And we have with us Mr. Ramana. And Mr. Ramana is these are our account numbers in case you want to contribute to our foundation, because we have several scholarship programs for the students who are pursuing our HSC programs, and by Dr. Praveen Patel from Arizona as well as Dhruti Thakkar from New Jersey. And they are sponsoring the scholarship programs from last 4 years. And again, we have several other individual initiatives also. So you can always contribute to our things. This is our flip book of the annual flip book. We have it. And with that, we would like to 7:29. It's 1 minute more for the vote of thanks. Professor Mr. Ramana is our newly editorial board member. As I was talking about the Toastmasters, Mr. Ramana has grew and grew his career through the Toastmasters also. He is one of the outstanding volunteer with ASSP. Now he has come forward to support our Give Back e-newsletter as an editorial board member. Mr. Ramana.
Thank you, Ashokji, for the opportunity given. And good evening, everyone. On behalf of J&A Bharat and J&A Global HSC Foundation, it's my privilege to deliver the closing address for today's session. We had a highly insightful session, hidden link, protecting hearing and protecting cognitive health. The topic reminded us that occupational noise is not only about hearing loss, it directly impacts long-term cognitive health, productivity, and overall well-being. We truly honored to have Mr. Debashish Kakoty, Manager of Safety and Industrial Hygiene from MS Telco, Ontario, Canada, as our distinguished speaker, who started with Big Five and concluded with providing meticulous info with a final message on hearing protection. Hearing loss is not just about ears, it's about the brain, connection, and quality of life. My sincere appreciation to Dr. Lakshminarayan Garu for conducting an engaging Q&A session. And last but not the least, I thank Mr. Balasiva Srikant Garu for getting the speaker and providing the introduction of speaker. And today's session reinforced an important message: protecting hearing today, safeguarding cognitive health tomorrow. As HSC professionals, we must strengthen our noise risk assessments, improve engineering controls, promote early screening, and embedded hearing conservation into organization culture. I would also like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the visionary founders, Mr. Jitu Patelji and Mr. Ashok Garlapati for their continued commitment to advancing HSC professional excellence through knowledge sharing platform. To all participants, thank you once again for your active engagement and presence. Your participation strengthens our professional community. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Mr. Ramana, and I'm sure you would have seen the impact of the Toastmaster Club on his vote of thanks also. Thank you, Mr. Ramana. And this is our 47th OKT session. Every month we have been doing this, and next month also we announced. If anybody wants to share the success story or case studies like Mr. Debashish shared today, please reach out to us. Just drop a WhatsApp message, and we'll have a more discussion. And have been receiving some sort of a communication that how can we get the certificate of participation for this webinar for claiming the CEUs. You would have received the registration link from our J&A Bharat HSC Foundation. That can be acted as a separate acted as a participation, as well as you can send an email to us if you are interested in getting the participation certificate. With that, I would like to conclude our today's session. We team together achieves everyone more. And Mr. Jitu always says, before concluding, take a photograph of all participants. So I request everybody to open
Put your camera on, please.
Their camera on. Yes.
There you go.
There you go. And of course, we had about 30 plus people now. 80% are 60% are there still. Okay. That's nice. Ali Hassan, Rajit. Very good. Perfect. Thank you so much. Let me stop recording.